So I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm suddenly wondering if this is the same company that makes brake calipers for like motorcycles and race cars. You know, there's Brembo and there's Nissan. Just wondering. And then why aren't there more Top Ramen sponsored race liveries? Good morning. Day 91. I am on trail after having spent the evening and night in the campground at the Devil's Backbone Brewery, brew pub and restaurant and outdoor music venue. So that was cool. And then this morning I was able to finagle a ride from some cool local couple, local like Harper's Ferry, they said, area of the state, who were down here camping. And I asked them for a ride and they accepted graciously. And so I was able to get a ride to trail. So here I am on trail at 14.3 today to whatever the last shelter before Waynesboro is. And then I'll narrow into Waynesboro under 5 miles in the morning. I switched hands to make it look like a time has passed. I was just gonna comment. I got decimated by bug bites last night. What I think happened was when I got to camp, I took a shower and that rinsed all the bug spray off me. And then after I ate dinner, I put on my long sleeve shirt, but stood out there for about 30 minutes watching the band, the live music, finish up their set. And so the backs of my hands and my legs just got chewed up by, I don't think they're mosquitoes. I think it was those little bugs, those little gnats, the midges or whatever. But when I came to bed in my hammock, I could not stop scratching. All my legs and the backs of my hands were just covered in the tiny little bites, not the big welts that you get from mosquitoes. I took an antihistamine, which is also billed as a sleep aid and an anti-anxiety. It's like prescription strength antihistamine. So I did that and it helped me fall asleep, but I guess it helped with the itching. I don't know, I was asleep, so. It's a little bit technical right here to also be filming or recording, videoing my face. So apologies if the framing is off because I'm looking down. I was kind of ruminating about the Virginia blues and my particular version of it being is kind of a microcosm of the fear of death argument. It's fear of the hike being over someday and not having experienced it to the heights. But that's, you know, in Buddhist terms, that's grasping for things to be different or better than they are. But anyway, I was also reflecting that you might be caught in the Virginia blues if you find yourself bearing your soul about about the Virginia blues and your own kind of low-key depression in the shelter logs or confessionals or whatever, which I have found myself doing the last couple of days. And then another thing I kind of became, again, painfully aware of yesterday, but reminded of, I guess, because it's happened multiple times, is that by not smoking weed, I've excluded myself from an automatic circle of friends. Because every time I witness weed smoking starting up, or everyone's kind of weed smoking status to be revealed, they switch into a language I don't even speak, and suddenly everybody's like best of pals, because they have that in common, all else notwithstanding. And you know, that's something, you know, again, something I'm not a part of, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on that. I feel like I'm missing out on an automatic kind of social, a default social sphere that's made available to anybody who smokes. "2:35 in the afternoon, high time for lunch. I'm 8 miles in, well over halfway, so we're at the summit of Humpback Mountain. There's this like nice bonsai tree behind me, and this other one in front of me. I'm gonna sit on this rock and have lunch. So which rock is higher, the one behind me or this one? Can't see it. I don't know which would technically be the summit in that case. Got myself a nice relaxed position on this rock using my backpack as a footrest and a little crevice as a butt rest. So there's no mention of this rock wall on Far Out at all. That guy's huge. Long anyway. He's looking right at me. You gonna move? Got a white belly. So that's a fully intact tree with that shape. There's some weird trees in these woods. Oh, somebody's clothes are hanging there. This one's got bunk beds. So I've arrived at the shelter. There's one other person in there. It's a new shelter type I hadn't seen before that's got like double bunk beds. And also their bear storage system are bear poles, which is a steel pole with hooks at the top on some branches, and then another steel pole like the kind you get your jeans down from the high rack at the Gap to hang your bear bag with. End of day update. I've taken to wearing this when I'm in my hammock so that the bill isn't like banging against the net all the time and stuff. But the edge kind of rolls up. I am in my hammock, all set up. It feels like it might rain at any minute, but it might not. Anyway, blah blah. I'm gonna fix dinner and try to do it without getting eaten alive by bugs, and then maybe rub some alcohol on my sore, scabby hands and ankles.